What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be discussing the effects of not having a man in the home, mostly as a culture, but also I'm going to be mentioning stuff from my personal experience. As I mentioned in my last video, I was raised by a single mother, so I'm just going to give y'all some of the things I realized growing up in a home with a single mother, and also just some societal issues of not having a man in the home, as it's becoming a cultural norm, which it shouldn't. So I'm going to start this video off by saying that I do not mean any disrespect to single mothers at all. I know that a lot of people in the red pill community have a lot to say about single mothers, and sure, there are women like this that are looking for everything under the sun when they have 5 kids and nothing to offer. But in my personal experience, just to give you a little backstory, my parents split just before my mom found out that she was pregnant with me, and then she chose to raise me by herself. Well, long story short, don't have the best biological father, and yeah, so she dedicated the past 18, 19 years of her life to raise me, and I have nothing but respect for her and other single mothers like her who dedicated their lives to raising their children. But with that out the way, there are many issues with the societal, well, like I mentioned before, it's slowly becoming a societal norm to not have the man in the house, and I just wanted to go over a few of the things I've experienced in my own life and other things I've seen from either children who have been raised without a father or without a strong male presence, without an alpha male present in the house, either a beta male or no dad at all. So the first big thing that I realized was lack of control of emotion, or also what you would call in the red pill community is inability to maintain frame. When I grew up, I was a very sensitive child. Being a mama's boy, I was never really taught how to handle my emotions. I honestly, like I said, I was a sensitive child. I didn't take criticism very well, which is going to be the next point. But I didn't know how to handle myself. I was bullied, and I come home after school and tell my mom about everything. And yeah, looking back at it, I'm not proud of how I handled it. But yet again, I was a child. But I would imagine that if a dad was present in that point, I would have been told how to handle myself, and how to be in control of my emotions and not the other way around. And this is a big issue because you see beta males out here, or what you would call simps, that they don't handle they can't handle rejection, they can't handle criticism, they let their emotions get the best of them, and that's when you get guys who will out here be killing for a female. He will shoot another man over a female, even though damn well that should be nobody's problem but his own. And just situations like that, I feel could be easily avoided with having an alpha male present in the home. And like I kind of touched on previously, my next point would be the inability to take criticism, and it presents itself in athletes a lot with not being able to be coached. Being told what to do by your coach, and instead of accepting their criticism, you take it as an offense, and then you don't improve at all. Inability to take criticism can really affect your life, mostly in the fact that you won't be able to grow. You're going to stay stuck in the same spot, because if you can't learn how to take the opinions and the direction of another person without being offended by it, you're never going to be able to learn in life and progress and grow. And that's why you see a lot of males out here that really have nothing going for themselves, because they're too caught up in their feelings to know how to accept constructive criticism in order to grow and better themselves. And in turn, they just stay stuck in life. And I also experienced that, like, in my life. I wasn't very good at taking constructive criticism or criticism in any way, shape, or form. It would upset me instead of encouraging me like it should have. And I was like that for a really good portion of my life until high school, when I joined the wrestling team. And when you have three grown men yelling at you for 2 hours a day and pushing you to really be the best version of yourself, that's what broke that part of me, and then really just reshaped me into, like, being able to roll with the punches. It gave me tougher skin, that's for sure. And yeah, wrestling really saved me from being a beta. Yeah, that was my way around that part. And another point would be lack of direction. Not having someone's footsteps to follow in, or not having a good role model to encourage you and to show you the right direction to go in life. That's where a lot of men get lost. And it's not only like financially or like career-wise, but also, like I've touched on in my first point, is it affects you emotionally. Not having a role model to know how to shape yourself after, as far as how to carry yourself, whether it's emotionally in a business setting, at the school, sports, you can really lose control of yourself. But I also want to say, not having a father for guidance isn't a death sentence. You can figure out what you want to do in life and how to, like, go about doing whatever that thing is without having a father. I'm not saying that, and with any of these, I'm not saying that it's a death sentence. There are cases, myself included, that have found ways around this, and they're not doomed for life. You definitely need to learn to grow out of some of these things, all of these things, but not having a father present to guide you is not a death sentence. Lo and behold, this is where mental health comes in. Not having a father present is statistically shown to lead to higher rates of suicide and depression, and also eating disorders. Personally, I've had experience with some of these. I've never really been suicidal, but I was definitely very depressed growing up as a child. I never really correlated it to emotionally to not having a dad. It definitely was a part of it, because, you know, seeing other people like playing football with their dads and shit like that at the park and not having that, it definitely didn't make me happy. But this yet again goes back to, like, not controlling your emotions and not knowing how to handle yourself emotionally. Eating disorders. Growing up, I was overweight, and I struggled with bulimia. It was never diagnosed, but, you know, I was weird like that as a kid. I thought that throwing up my food would make me skinnier, but no, that's not the case. If you're bulimic, don't take my advice on this, actually, because that could get me in some shit, because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Not necessarily as far as bulimia goes, but throwing up your food won't help you. Yeah, if you're bulimic because you're overweight, honestly just try learning how to eat healthier and exercise like I eventually did after I finally realized I was hurting myself more than I was doing any good. But I digress. Back to the point. Yeah, not having a father definitely affected my mental health, and there was never really any good parts of not growing up without a father, other than the fact that it helped me become a man on my own. And another thing that is statistically proven of children that are raised without fathers present in the home, they are more likely to be truants at school. If you don't know what truancy is, basically it's skipping school. I've mentioned before, I never really struggled with truancy until my senior year, but I chalked that up to senioritis. Like I said, I had over 100 attendance infractions in my final semester of high school alone, but I still graduated with like a really good GPA. And I guess apparently I'm one of the rare cases that didn't struggle academically because of an absent father. I guess I'm gifted in that sense. But yeah, people who are raised without fathers tend to do a lot worse in school than people that were raised with fathers present in the home. Last but not least, first of all, this isn't an intensive list. But anyways, last but not least, women. Men who were raised without a father struggle, and even it's not even exclusive to like guys who were raised without fathers, but it's definitely prominent in that community. They struggle with game and women. It's all these mama's boys that are listening to what their mom says and on how to deal with women, how to talk to women, how to treat women, and they still haven't learned that it doesn't work, and it makes them look like Boo Boo the Fool, because you're out here giving your all to a woman who doesn't care about you. I live with my cousin. I don't know if you've watched any of my previous videos, but I moved up to Montana to live with my cousin, and some of the shit she shows me about what these guys are saying to her is honestly embarrassing. Like, their pickup lines are trash. Guys are out here like it's embarrassing to even say. Like, they're out here bowing down to women in just a hope of like touching their left toe. Like, they're sacrificing their manhood just for a piece of cat. They're sacrificing their whole demeanor, their whole frame, their dropping frame, everything, just to try getting with a woman. And what I've learned is like, treating women the way your mom tells you will not get you any more vagina. In fact, it'll probably get you less. The desperation, the lack of game, everything of the sort, all signs of a man not being present to teach you how to talk to a woman. Thank God for having my uncle. My uncle, oh, that man was a pimp back in his day. Some of the stories that man has told me. But yeah, he's who a lot of the reason of why I know how to talk to women the way I do. All of this Mr. Nice Guy stuff that your mom teaches you on how to talk to women does not work. It doesn't work. They'll laugh in your face before they give you any cat. Like, that's just how it is. I've had women openly call me an asshole, and I still get a text back from them. So it's single mothers are teaching their sons to have this game ass backwards, basically. But yeah, like I said, this isn't an intensive list. That's what I've realized in my own experience, and a lot of people around me, because I've been friends with people. A lot of my friends have been raised by single mothers, and yeah, this is basically what I've noticed, scientifically proven in some cases, of what it's like to grow up without a father and the effects of not having a father present in the home. So that'll wrap up this video. I hope y'all learned something. I hope y'all enjoyed. Be sure to check out some of my other videos. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, support me. Yeah, I'm working towards getting better video quality. Money's kind of tight right now, but you know, gotta stay on that grind. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video.